Welcome to Walking Out of a Movie, your source for spoiler-free reviews of the newest, hottest movies. And I'm not sure who the joke's on, but I just checked out Joker.
Send in the clowns.
Eschewing all of the normal trappings of a comic book movie used by both DC and Marvel, Todd Phillips' Joker brings something completely nifty, different, and new to the screen. This is one of those movies where I feel it is a film that is just wrapped around a phenomenal performance and doesn't quite know the story it wants to tell. It seems pretty intent on what it wants to do with its main character. Arthur Fleck, who eventually becomes Joker, no real spoiler there, is incredibly embodied by Joaquin Phoenix in a go-for-broke performance. It is, it's all things. It's heartbreaking, it's moving, it's extremely sad, it's quite physical, it's adept. This movie, basically, to sum it all up, is watching someone's mental illness tear them apart piece by piece, and society doing nothing to help it.
This is the last time we'll be meeting.
You don't listen, do you? You just ask the same questions every week. How's your job? Are you having any negative thoughts? All I have are negative thoughts.
I suppose there's a lot of finger wagging going on for people who suffer through mental illness and society that spits them out, and I can understand that. The only problem is about this movie is that idea has been done before, and I think it's been done in better films. Movies like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and of course this movie owes everything to Taxi Driver, but I'm thinking about Michael Douglas and Falling Down, and other movies where the downtrodden and the mentally unhinged get their revenge on society. I did not enjoy this movie. There's really not much to it. Isn't cool, it isn't fun. It's the one thing I admire about it is it's an unflinching look at somebody who's being mentally torn apart. They don't break away once, and it also introduces the concept of torturous laughter, and you'll have to see the film to know what I'm talking about. There is a lot to admire here. Robert De Niro turns in great work, as always. I mean, he's Robert De Niro. Joaquin Phoenix deserves the accolades he's getting. I think Oscar will sit up and take notice. It was a very moving performance. In the end, I had a lot more fun during the last 10 minutes of the movie when you really saw what could be considered the birth of the Clown Prince of Crime in Gotham City. But aside from the tie-ins to, and I mean minuscule tie-ins to, the Batman mythos, this movie didn't have to be called Joker. It almost seemed like it was shoehorned into the idea. It could have been called The Laughing Man, and I would have understood it, I would have respected it, and I wouldn't have had such a huge, sort of strange anticipation for it to deliver something, because we're so used to the Batman movies being so action-packed and psychologically heady that this dreary character study just doesn't deliver the goods. But that's also a good thing, because we've had so many of those movies that this is so different that it gets by on some of that originality. Todd Phillips abandons the comedy movie tropes he uses and films a great looking movie, everything by way of Kubrick and Scorsese. It's very cinematic. The color palette is very interesting. There's a music score that is highly unorthodox that actually fits the movie almost like a glove. It's 2 hours and 2 minutes. Some might say it's too long, but I feel that if you're going to go through the journey with this character, you got to go through it warts and all, and go through all the pain that he suffers. And there's definitely suffering, there's definitely pain. It's more of an interesting movie. I think it's going to be studied more than it's brought home on DVD and watched over and over. I definitely recommend checking it out one time in theaters for the experience, but there won't be any sequel to this particular Joker, I'm pretty sure of it, and it won't be part of any shared universe. But still, Joaquin Phoenix is amazing, and it's I don't know what it wants to be, but it's definitely an interesting movie.
Murray, one small thing.
Yeah.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
So those are my thoughts on Joker. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please always like, share, comment, and subscribe for this final season of Walking Out of a Movie. And the next time you see me, well, I think Linda Hamilton will be back.
August 29, 1997. It was supposed to be Judgment Day. Saved 3 billion lives. Enough of a resume for you?
No. You may have changed the future, but you didn't change our fate.
I'll be back.